Greetings one and all, and welcome to another Dark Rider Pony Analysis. I am the Nightmare Rider, Major Mime, reminding you as always that even a cheeseburger can be deconstructed to its original source. It's finally here! After 26 long weeks, we have reached the grand finale of My Little Pony Adventure is Magic Season 4. I am just going to tell everyone right now, I enjoyed the hay out of this episode. If I was judging it purely off entertainment value, this would get an S rank without question. But while this two-parter was amazing in both an entertainment and thematic level, it is not perfect. All of which I will explain in due time. If this episode has done anything right, one of the biggest achievements would be the character development for Twilight. Like many analysts, at the beginning of the season I had my worries about her role as a princess. The concerns were between two extremes. Either she would become a higher authority than her friends and so separate them from them, or her princesshood wouldn't amount to anything more than just an added pair of wings. In all fairness to the majority of writers this season, the times when Twilight has been necessary to the plot, they have tried to give her some sort of balance. Twilight's role of a princess has been acknowledged and given tasks at a smaller in scale to the three existing Alicorn princesses. It is now that we address this for a specific purpose. Twilight has always been quite reluctant to adopt the role of princess. Twilight wants to feel like she has earned her duties as a princess, not just given it to her for a superfluous reason. In a sense, she feels similar feelings of misplacement when she first arrived in Ponyville. She feels like she doesn't fit in with the other princesses, which is a part of an old anxiety of meeting expectations of others to give herself value. The feeling is only further reinforced when Discord is sent to deal with the villain T-Rex rather than Twilight herself. Her journey is that of learning to build her self-confidence based around the knowledge of her skills rather than the fear of not being able to reach the high standard that she sets for herself. When she has to contain the magic of three other Alicorns by herself, this puts herself in a position of recognizing her own abilities to control this power without the assistance of her friends. This conflict is set up to the big advancement of her character as a whole, centering around one big question: what does Twilight Sparkle value the most? The answer may seem obvious at first. Her friends are what are most important, but this time, testing this value is on a scale that shows why she is the Princess of Friendship. It is the fact she is willing to sacrifice not just her home in Ponyville, but all the Alicorn magic bestowed upon her in order to ensure that her friends are safe. This includes even the one who betrayed her and allowed T-Rex to put her friends in this position, Discord. Through Discord learning what true friendship really is, she gains the final key to the chest and unleashes the most powerful magic of all. The destruction of her home was the final push for Twilight to fully embrace her role as an Alicorn princess and fight against T-Rex for the fate of all ponies in Equestria. I have explained in my Magical Mystery Cure text review how Twilight's element of magic enables her to give a physical manifestation of the other elements of harmony. Now she has gone one step further. With elements of harmony being returned to the tree, it has created a magical force which is unlocked by the objects imbued with the magic of friendship. The elements of harmony were never just magical objects. They were always powered by the ponies who represent them in the first place. This is where the rainbow power comes in. The rainbow power is literally the magic of friendship, now given a tangible magic force by the Tree of Harmony. The bond is so strong between the main six that it is a power that cannot be taken by T-Rex. Orbital Friendship Cannon is officially conferred. Discord's character arc is also very well explored here. I've always said that, even on his first appearance during Return of Harmony, he was never really evil to begin with. He is chaotic neutral. As such, he causes chaos and disharmony, not for any particular evil motivation or intent to harm, but only for his own pleasure and entertainment. The friendship as Fluttershy gave him companionship, which is a value that cannot be gained through purely chaotic means. However, he never completely abandoned his chaotic nature. As seen in the episodes Princess Twilight Sparkle as well as Three's a Crown, Discord has become more and more of a chaotic good alignment, helping the main six in an inadvertent way that appears on the surface to just manipulating for his own gain, which he does do to an extent. It makes him a more complex character, since it is very rare that we get to see much genuine emotion from him at all. But now we see Discord's biggest weakness being exploited, his ego. While it wasn't entirely made clear, his first defeat at the hands of the main six was due to Discord's dismissing their level of threat. Here we have a similar case. T-Rex strokes Discord's ego, suggesting that he would have greater freedom to inflict chaos under T-Rex rule, appealing more to his core nature. But we still see that Discord's desire for allegiances and companionship is still there. He wants his relationship with T-Rex to be a team effort, one that T-Rex has no intention of actually keeping. T-Rex seeks only one thing: domination through absolute power. In a bid to consume all magic, everything else that T-Rex may do is simply a means to an end. This includes Discord's alliance. This shows that Discord now realizes that the true friendship is always something that needs to be mutually beneficial. With his own magic now being absorbed, Discord has properly experienced what it's like to be exploited for an individual's own selfish gain. I hope this doesn't put a permanent end to his chaotic good alignment, as episodes like Three's a Crowd can still show how to make his chaos hilarious without the need for him to be an antagonist. As a villain, T-Rex is someone who I really enjoy, but more so on the concept than his actual character. T-Rex is a perfect antagonist for Twilight to grow as a princess, testing the elements of harmony that she represents. The more ponies T-Rex feeds on, the stronger he becomes, making threats of magic less and less effective towards him. Especially with Discord's aid, he becomes virtually unstoppable. His power is such that the combined total magic of 4 Alicorn princesses are on equal footing to him in an epic fantasy battle. However, as a character, T-Rex isn't particularly interesting. Aside from his aforementioned manipulation of Discord to gain more power and an exposition backstory, he doesn't really have any amount of depth to him. The big fantasy villains of MLP have always been a general mixed bag when it comes to character depth, but generally there have been some greater plans or motivations other than world domination. I see T-Rex on a similar level to King Sombra, an amazing idea and exceptionally threatening considering what they are capable of, but not much in the way of making them distinct as individuals. A bigger problem in this episode, aside from the small nitpicks in dialogue choices and scene pacing, would be the actions of Celestia herself. Her plans feel very short-sighted, not considering the possible long-term consequences or forming backup plans, instead only making reactionary judgments. There could have easily been the first attempt to fight T-Rex themselves, narrowly escaping his magic absorption spell. Only then would they transfer to Twilight, hoping that she has another method of beating T-Rex. But as it stands, the lack of much coherent plans to deal with T-Rex, as well as the rather blatant oversight of the stained glass window depicting Alicorn Twilight, makes Celestia look like she's been hit with the idiot stick a couple of times. However, this could not ruin my love for the episode completely, because on top of everything we have seen so far, the world building makes the season finale outstanding. It adds on to all existing continuity, both in Cerberus' escape from Tartarus during Twilight time and confirming the existence of Pegasi and Earth Pony magic, a concept that has always been fascinating to me. It suggests that magic is a natural part of every sentient creature in Equestria, and reinforces the idea that the Horn of Unicorns is what allows them to use magic and physical forces on objects. We have seen during the Crystal Empire two-parter that blocking a unicorn's horn with magical items prevents them from using magic, but it cannot completely remove any magic that it may have to begin with. It takes a tremendous amount of magical power to remove the magic that acts upon the body of a pony without that magic being directly transferred into a physical force, but T-Rex gets to such a level that it does what is normally impossible, including the removal of a pony's cutie mark. This just fits perfectly into everything we know about Pegasi manipulation of the weather, as well as why Earth ponies are often specialised in farming or tending to the resources of the Earth. The different manifestations of magic in all 3 races of pony show how much they are reliant on one another for a harmonious world, and just how insanely threatening T-Rex is. And to top it all off, we get a final confirmation of something I've been saying since Magical Mystery Cure. Twilight Sparkle is the Princess of Friendship. Princess of Equestria are mentor roles, and how her position in the main 6 are to teaching the magic of friendship to all ponies of Equestria because of how far they have come. This adds so much potential for Season 5, as it gives us a chance to spread further afield from Ponyville, Canterlot and the Crystal Empire. We have the chance to explore the world and see the main 6 teach lessons of friendship through a variety of new locations and cultures. Overall, Twilight's Kingdom is not a perfect season finale. It has its misgivings and how textbook the plot is, not to mention how some questionable choices in both pacing and decisions made by Princess Celestia. But all these are relatively minor when considering the epic fantasy battle scenes, the amazing world building and perfect character development to give Twilight a proper place as an Alicorn princess, by the size of her friends to spread the lessons of friendship to all ponies in Equestria who may be needing it in future. This is truly the score to a new beginning. I give Twilight's Kingdom a final grade of an A+. Until the next review, this is the Nightmare Rider, Major Mind, riding out.